GM is ready to kick the next year on a full throttle as there's a whole batch of all-new models coming. Internal combustion or all-electric, it doesn't matter. Novelties are numerous, and we're eager to share the most interesting new models with you. Stay with us because GM is releasing new models in 2025 and leaving everyone speechless. Chevy Corvette Zora. Although the current 8th generation Corvette has been around for a while, Chevy doesn't stop to impress us with updates and new achievements. The ZR1 has just been presented, and it will hit the market soon with groundbreaking max output and performance. But GM won't stop there, as another, even hotter version is in the works. Named after Zora Arkus-Duntov, the legendary Corvette designer, this latest iteration will be the quickest and most powerful Corvette yet. The test mule has already been spotted in Germany at the Nürburgring, and while the heavy camouflage hides its unique styling details, we know it will be even more powerful than the ZR1, ready to break new records on the famous track. As for the powertrain, it will use the same 5.5-liter V8, but coupled with a more powerful electric motor with a combined output of 1,200 horsepower. Experts suggest that's going to be enough to hit 60 in just 2 seconds, while officials claim a quarter mile of way under 10 seconds. Logically, it will also be the most expensive Corvette on offer. The ZR1 is expected to cost around $180,000, so there's a big chance that this one will go deep into the $200,000 territory. Cadillac Optiq. Cadillac's IQ lineup expands, and the latest addition is a model called Optiq. This time, it's not about some super luxurious model for high-end clientele, like was the case with the Celestiq. This is the entry-level EV in the brand's lineup, with a starting price of around $55,000. For that money, you'll soon be able to buy a small electric crossover capable of accommodating adults in both rows and with a pretty respectable performance for the class. As its size suggests, this model will share a lot of its parts with the recently introduced Chevy Equinox EV. Of course, it's based on the Ultium platform, and just like Chevy's compact SUV, it will feature an 85 kWh battery pack, which should ensure over 300 miles per charge. Unlike the Equinox, this one won't be available in the base single-motor variant. The 300 horsepower dual motor setup will be standard, but for now, there's no word about some additional powertrain or some high-performance setup. Besides the styling, which is completely in line with Cadillac's latest design language, the Optiq will also stand out with its premium interior design. Just like all other modern Cadillacs, it will come with a massive 33-inch curved display screen that accommodates both gauges and infotainment, while the cabin will come laced up with various premium upholstery that is, at the same time, quite sustainable, as most of it comes from recycled materials. The production is about to start within weeks, so sales should start by the end of this year. GMC Syclone. Okay, it's time to drop a big bomb. Although the officials are still quiet, there's a big indicator that GMC is secretly working on a comeback we've been eagerly waiting for more than 3 decades. That's right, we're talking about the iconic GMC Syclone, a model that completely changed the way we look at pickup trucks. We like to call it the original performance pickup, as that pickup, which was introduced back in 1991, featured a turbocharged V6 and offered a level of performance that was comparable with sports cars from Ferrari and Porsche back in the day. The new model may not be that capable, but should offer some pretty respectable figures performance-wise. For now, details are still unavailable, but it all suggests that the new Syclone will come as a special variant of the GMC Canyon, which was redesigned last year. Of course, key upgrades should come under the hood, as this one should offer way more power than the standard 2.7-liter Turbo 4, which is good for about 310 horsepower. As GM currently doesn't have a proper turbocharged V6 that could fill the shoes of the legendary 4.3-liter unit, we might see an upgraded version of the Turbo 4. Other than that, count on the new suspension and a variety of exclusive styling details that will emphasize the truck's high-performance character. As mentioned, the officials are still quiet, but unofficial reports suggest this pickup could appear already in the next year. Cadillac Escalade IQ. The moment GM started launching all those massive EVs based on the new Ultium platform, like the GMC Hummer, Silverado EV, and others, we knew it was just a matter of time before we saw an all-electric iteration of the famed SUV. And here it is, almost ready to hit the market. The latest report suggests that the Escalade IQ is about to hit showrooms by the end of this year. And other than the name and the impressive size, it won't have many things in common with the combustion version. The design language is adapted to the all-electric lineup, while the cabin also looks different, with a massive screen that spans the full width of the dashboard. But these differences are nothing compared to what's underneath. This is the most powerful Escalade yet, with electric motors that together provide 650 horsepower. Yes, that supercharged Escalade V is good for 682 horses, but then you realize that the IQ has some kind of boost mode that increases the power to 750 horsepower. Still, it's not quicker than the one with the supercharged V8, and we're sure you can guess the reason. That's right, it's much heavier, and by much, we think thousands of pounds, as its curb weight goes over 9,000 pounds. But even with that huge mass, it can still hit 60 in under 5 seconds, while the max towing capacity is 8,000 pounds, just 200 pounds shy of the gas-powered version. But the big benefit of that massive 200 kilowatt-hour battery pack is the max range, which is expected to go around 450 miles, while the advanced battery technology will ensure that 100 miles of range can be added in just 10 minutes. Besides more power and weight, the all-electric Escalade will also cost more than the combustion sibling, with a price of $99,000 for base models. Chevy Bolt EV. Bolt is already a legend as the first mass-produced EV GM ever released. It even managed to mark a pretty impressive sales record, and the moment Chevy decided to discontinue it without a successor, everyone knew it was a huge mistake. Thankfully, Chevy realized quickly that it has to bring this affordable EV back. So, the latest reports suggest this is going to happen already in the next year. Details are yet to be announced, but we're pretty sure that the recipe is not going to change much. Chevy will, once again, offer a small and affordable EV for the masses, this time based on the new Ultium technology, which will bring better range, better charging speed, and better performance. And unlike the original, which came as a hatchback, the second-generation Bolt will likely be a small crossover, as that's the type of vehicle modern buyers prefer. Price-wise, we expect to see base versions to start way under $30,000. Cadillac Vistiq. Next year will be Cadillac's year, at least when it comes to introducing new electric models. Besides the entry-level Optiq, the next year will also bring a model called Vistiq. Most likely it'll hit the market next summer, so we presume it'll be marketed as a 2026 model year. In any case, we know very well what to expect from this one. Size-wise, this will be a mid-size, 3-row SUV with proportions similar to the gas-powered XT6. Imagined as a luxurious family hauler, the Vistiq will offer plenty of room on the inside, which shouldn't be compromised with a battery pack all that much, considering it will be placed underneath. A luxurious interior is another certain thing, with aesthetics in line with other electric models of the brand, with plenty of high-end tech features and fine materials. The exterior design will also follow the brand's latest design language, with the front end looking pretty much the same as in the case of the Lyriq. The coupe SUV will most likely also be the donor of the drivetrain, so expect to see 2 variants on offer: a rear-wheel drive version with 340 horsepower and an all-wheel drive dual-motor variant with 500 horsepower, which should be able to move this 3-row SUV from 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds. Finally, we expect to see the same 102 kilowatt-hour battery pack and around 300 miles of range. As mentioned, the brand new Cadillac Vistiq will arrive sometime next year, and most sources suggest a starting price of around $65,000. Chevy El Camino. Bringing back legendary nameplates from the past has become a pretty popular thing in the last few years, but instead of boosting sales, it often led to big disappointments. Chevy had such an episode with the revived Blazer, And now everyone waits to see what's going to happen with the rumored El Camino. The iconic coupe ute has been absent for decades, but it still enjoys a cult following among enthusiasts. Does this mean Chevy is about to revive the coupe ute body style? Probably not. Instead, it could use the name to enter the newly formed segment of unibody compact pickups, currently dominated by the Ford Maverick. But a few more big names will join the segment soon, including Ram and Toyota, so Chevy will need something really good to compete successfully. So, what the new El Camino could be is a unibody pickup truck, small and efficient with affordability as one of its key selling points. With that in mind, it's pretty clear that there will be no V8 power this time, but rather something really compact and efficient. Also, we're almost certain that the new El Camino will feature typical pickup proportions rather than a coupe ute layout, and the crew cab configuration is going to be the one on offer. Many things are left to be said, so the only thing we could do is sit and wait for the officials to come up with a few more details. What do you think of GM's novelties for the next year? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.